Hi guys, this is day 2 of Wisdom in Business, and I'm super excited for tonight's video. We have been talking about being people that are truth seekers to actually have wisdom in their business. And yesterday we talked about knowledge, insight, and wisdom in the 3 tiers. So make sure you check out the video yesterday if you missed that by chance. And I have a very special guest with me today who is my co-host on XM Chicks. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Coach Tyra.
And she runs Fresh Start seminars and coaching as well. So she's a resolution life coach.
Yes.
And I do business and spirituality coaching. So today we're going to be talking about business ADD and always learning but never implementing. Mm-hmm. So you had a really good question before the video. What the heck is business ADD?
Yeah.
So, business ADD is really this kind of phenomenon that I see happening, especially as you see more and more entrepreneurs and business owners online and running businesses from online. And it's where they're distracted by everything that everyone else is doing.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. So they get distracted, especially like in our field, but there's so many people that are online where they're like, well, I got to see what my competition's doing, and I got to see what the experts or the gurus say I should be doing, and I got to see what, social media says I should be doing. I'm going to pin 5,000 things to a board.
I never do that.
And
I just don't.
The problem is when you are so busy consuming everyone else's ideas for your business, you look and sound the exact same as everyone else, and then you stop standing out.
Well, we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
When I said, let's do it, be Frank Sinatra. Do it your way.
Yeah.
I mean, you can follow a blueprint to do it your own way.
Yeah.
You don't have to sound like everyone else, because if you do, you're going to get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah. Well, and you were talking earlier about somebody that just likes to watch whatever you're doing.
Oh, so annoying. Like, everything that I do, she does it verbatim. And I'm like, what the best is about being a life coach and having your own business, no matter what it is to tap into your own creativity.
Yeah.
And to do it your own way. If you're going to copy somebody else's style, how are you being original?
Well, the other thing
is boring.
You're going to tell on yourself because you're not going to be able to keep it up. So,
and as soon as I get copyrighted, I'm suing you.
Oh boy. Well, there we go. You heard it here, folks. Do not copy Coach Tyra.
That's
she
right.
will sue your ass.
I will sue you.
So, but the biggest thing, so the reason why I talk about this stuff is because I focus on identity and influence. And if you are setting yourself up so that you can be an influencer, a thought leader, so that you can be an entrepreneur, you have to remember that it is about the gifts, the talents, and the life experience that only you can bring to the table. And you have to talk from a very authentic place. Otherwise, people are not going to know you, they're not going to like you, and they're sure as heck not going to trust you with their money.
And they're going to know that you're full of shit.
Yeah.
They're just going to know straight out the gate that you are. If you try to be something that you're not. I can never be prim and proper, because it's not who I am.
See, I tend to be a little bit more prim and proper, but then I have
that's not who I am.
Silliness. I tend to be silly.
That's not who I am. Right. So I'm not going to pretend to be. I'm just going to be me.
Yeah.
But I understand that I have a message to give in the way I need to give it, that only I can give it that way.
Yeah.
And so I'm never checking for my competition, because they're not me.
And that's fine. I mean, and this is the thing where I'm trying to tell you guys, if there is any advice that I can give you as a business coach, is to be you and be authentic. So there are words that we have in our language because somebody was authentic and made up a word that meant what they wanted it to mean. I mean, seriously. How often?
Bootylicious.
I'm like, you guys, these are branded things.
She named that word up.
Yeah.
It's in the dictionary now,
Mhm.
and whenever you hear that word, you immediately think of who? Fiance. So
Seriously.
yeah.
I mean, these are real life things that change culture. They change how people talk, interact, and that can come from somebody that's an entertainer. That can
It
come from
can be,
somebody that's
yes.
an entrepreneur. It can come from somebody who has a boutique line of something or, whatever it is.
Mhm.
But you be you and let that speak for itself without getting distracted by every other idea or what every guru says that you have to do
Because
in
it's
your
not
business to be
everything's
successful.
not gonna work for you.
No.
And just don't fit your personality, it doesn't fit your style.
Mhm.
And so you should do things that fit you.
Yep.
Yeah, you really should.
Yeah. So then the next thing, so that really is kind of dealing with the business ADD. Now, if you are somebody that gets easily distracted, there are tools that you can put on your web browser, on your computer, that will block you off of social media for certain time frames.
Really? I didn't
Yeah,
know
so
that.
that you
That's
don't get
cool.
notifications, so that you don't get email notifications. There are a lot of tips and tricks that I walk my clients through. So one of them is that web browser plugin that you can go ahead and block
Mhm.
notifications from social media and stuff from coming up so that you don't get distracted by what other people are saying or other people's live videos or whatever. Another tool that I use is I don't allow notifications for emails. I only check emails at certain times of the day.
Yeah, me too. I sure do.
'Cause,
You know what? When I'm writing, I turn my Wi-Fi off. So I disconnect from the internet completely
mhm.
when I'm writing. Because I don't want anything to disturb me. Because if I'm in the zone, I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I was actually just talking to a client of mine a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about when you're in your kind of zone of genius,
Mhm.
don't let yourself get pulled out of that. I think
No.
it's easy, especially when you work at home, that the laundry stops and you're like, I'll just go switch it over and come back. But a lot of times just that simple
Mhm.
activity can pull you out of your zone of genius, and it takes so much longer to get back to that place.
It does.
So we think of it as, oh, I'm being efficient because I'm multitasking. And sometimes multitasking ends up making everything take longer than if you would have just finished what piece you were working on,
Yeah.
or you would have finished the project that you were working on. It would have taken you maybe 10 minutes, but it took you 15 minutes to get back to where you were when you were at your stopping point.
Yeah.
So use things that help you kind of compensate so that you don't get distracted, so that you don't have something. I have a note that I actually put on my door outside that says, don't ring the doorbell because I'm recording live. Because even if a package gets dropped off, I don't want to be interrupted.
Okay. So all right, Mona.
I'm just being honest. I mean, if I'm
Ding
working on something like
dong.
that, I'm like, look, I am extroverted, okay? If there's any person that could possibly be somebody I would talk to, I would talk to them. So sometimes I talk to the electronics and sometimes I talk to the wall. Not, but it's all processing my ideas,
Yes,
right? So
okay.
if there's somebody that comes to the door, I'll be like, hey, how's your day going? What's good? How are you? Tell me about your mom.
I'm not like that. And I am extroverted.
hmm
But I'm not like that. Then because I'm the only child also.
I am not the only
So,
child. I'm like the middle of five,
yeah.
y'all. So
Yeah.
there was babies, and then there were babies, and then there were babies. So
The thing, you know what? Spending time alone a lot can be dangerous for somebody like me.
mhm.
Because once you realize how easy it is and how much more comfortable you are with your alone time,
Mhm.
you kind of don't want to be bothered sometimes.
Right. But I know for me, like I have to get alone to kind of nail down, especially vision and stuff.
Yeah.
So for me, I
Yeah.
do a retreat where I unplug, I get away from my normal surroundings so that I can kind of not feel limited by what I normally see. And that's part of a way that I fight business ADD for myself, because I make sure that, I mean, no internet, no social media, no email, I don't answer anything, and I just kind of get alone with, all right, what does resonate with me? What are the actions that I need to take that are aligned with where I'm going in my business? And how do I follow that in an authentic way for myself without other people's input?
So, I'm going to say something, Zona. Because I am an ENTJ, I'm a J,
Mm-hmm.
something that helps you stay focused is lists. I have so many to-do lists. I have my home list, things I need to do around the house, my business list, and then I have those broken down into my mini businesses. What I need to do for Excel checks, what I need to do for Fresh Start, what I need to do for Naturally Blessed. I mean, yeah. So,
Yep.
if you're a person that has this
Business ADD.
business ADD,
Mm-hmm.
maybe try writing down a list, specific list,
Mm-hmm.
so you keep you on track, and then put it somewhere where you can see it and you can actually check it off. I don't mean a to-do list on your phone. I mean an actual physical list.
Yeah.
Then that way it can help you go through it and you can get stuff done in a fiction time.
I think that's a great tip. I love that. I know the other thing that I usually use is Asana. So I break down my tasks, and it'll send me emails and emails and emails, breaking down all my things where it's like, hey, you have a due date coming up. Hey, this still needs to get done.
It's kind of like a list, yeah.
And it's kind of like a virtual assistant. It's my way of cheating.
Yeah.
To not have to have a virtual assistant. So, but the second part of our video tonight, we want to talk about always learning but never implementing. And I think one of the ways that we kind of get ourselves stuck as business owners is we're constantly reading. We do want to be better, but we aren't kind of discriminating with everything that we're reading. So let's say you read Miracle Morning and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to do this Miracle Morning thing. It's going to be fantabulous. And you do it for a week and then you get bored because you read a different book and the 4-hour work week says that you should only work 4 hours a week. And then you start to try to do something else and you start to follow all these different things, but you never actually kind of take the information that you're gaining and pull it in and kind of plug it into how you are, how do you operate, you know, what are your goals in your business, what are you moving toward in your business, and make it your own.
Because the 4-hour work week isn't one for me.
Not me either.
It's you either.
No.
So, I mean, that's cute and everything, but no, it's not going to work for us.
Right. So, but these are things where it's like, I think a lot of times we get information overload when you own your own business. And we have everybody that has an opinion on what you should and shouldn't be doing and why you should or shouldn't be doing it. And, you know, only kind of take in, and maybe even when you're reading different things, you're like, okay, is this something that I'm going to be able to implement or to start doing in my business?
So you need to use a filter.
Yes. And set those filters in place.
You need to filter what information is going to be beneficial to you and what information is not.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Yeah.
And just because it worked for another guru does not mean that it's going to work for you. There are gurus that say you should message everyone on your Facebook page at least once a year. I have never done that.
And I'm
that
not
way.
going to. That's annoying.
So, it's just, I mean, but honestly, it worked for them, so they're telling you what worked for them, and I take it as that's one way to get to your goal. It is one way of many to get to your goals. So, yes, try new things, yes, be adventurous, but if it's not working and you've stuck with it, you've actually implemented it, be willing to change it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, this was day 2 of our Wisdom in Business, and we are kind of going over how to be people of wisdom and how to have purpose-planted businesses. So coming up tomorrow, also at 9 p.m. Eastern, we will have day 3, and you can join us right here live on the Facebook page. And these videos are coming down on Friday, so make sure you're keeping up with them. If you have somebody that you know, share the video, send it to them. But this is going to be a bonus for one of my masterminds that's going to be coming out, right?
Thanks for having me today, Zona.
Thank you so much for being here with me. We always have fun. All right. Bye, guys. Make sure you plan to succeed.